few more people are still joining, but welcome everybody to Mindful Weekend Yoga. Today is actually officially World Kindness Day. I don't know where we get all these days, but my phone sends me alerts and messages, and it is kind of a nice reminder to practice certain things. And I think that kindness is something I have actually taught a lot of classes about. So if you want to explore this theme further, go check out the YouTube classes on kindness. Over the summer, I was teaching a number of classes on kindness because I love it. And so in the beginning, just a couple of acts of kindness for yourself I might recommend. Tomorrow's Mindful Healers podcast is our conversation with Kristen Neff, and we talk a lot about kindness as a key component of self-compassion, and it's really a fun conversation. You can also give yourself a gift of kindness. Sign up and join me for a retreat next fall. And I know it seems really far in advance, but all the spring ones are full. And so I want to make sure that people who want to do yoga with me in person have a chance to do that. And I see Jen, who's done yoga with me in person. Nice to see you. And I actually went to my first in-person yoga class last night in a studio that was not outside. And it was just reminded me how amazing it is. And so I highly recommend doing yoga in person. And then the other thing is just if you guys, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube yoga channel, it would help me. So that would be an act of kindness for me if you haven't subscribed, and an act of kindness for you because there's lots of awesome classes there. And if you miss, like Shelley mentioned, and show up at the wrong time, they always end up posted there, usually within 24 hours. So you can always do the week before if you miss, if that one's not up yet. So with that, let's practice kindness yoga. And I really want to focus more on kindness for ourselves because I think most of us are amazing at being kind to others, but we forget about kindness to ourselves. And so arrive on your mat and start by lying down on your mat, if that works for you. I'm actually going to start moving lying down too. So if you can allow yourself to stretch out comfortably and stretch out long. And just notice as you land what feels comfortable. Untuck your shoulders, untuck your hips. Allow your toes to fall towards the outer edge of the mat, even as we begin. And palms open towards the sky, about 6 inches from your waist. Allowing yourself to rest almost in a Shavasana-like state at the beginning. Acknowledging that it will be harder here because you haven't moved yet and you haven't settled yet. And so taking in a long, deep inhale here. And a huge exhale as an act of kindness to you, letting that air seep into every nook and cranny of your fingers and toes. And notice if as you do that, certain parts of your back or your legs cry out or call out. And take in another deep, nourishing inhale, sending it to those spots. And a huge exhale, letting it go. And if it works for you, bring the soles of your feet together, knees apart. We're going to come into Supta Baddha Konasana, or reclining butterfly. You may want to take that bolster that was under your knees, or if you have blocks, put them under your knees when your soles of your feet are together. If this doesn't work for you, you can leave your legs stretched out long and bring a hand to heart and a hand to belly. Connect with your heart space underneath. And as you inhale, notice your belly rise and fall on the exhale. Breathing in kindness and nourishment, sending it into every nook and cranny of your body. Exhale, letting it go. And taking a moment to ask yourself here, what would be kind for you? What does your body need most? And how can you bring more of that into your life? Take in another long, deep inhale here. and an exhale. And you can stay in Supta Baddha Konasana, or if your inner thighs are calling out to you, bring your hands to your outer thighs and just extend your legs long again, toes reaching out towards the outer edge of the mat. Bring your hand back to heart and hand to belly for a moment. And I just wanted to reflect on kindness for a moment here as you rest. Rest is actually kind. Diastole is kind. It's rest for your heart. Love is kind. In that favorite book I read from very often, The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse, he says, the tiniest act of kindness can save a life. Being kind to yourself is one of the greatest kindnesses, said the mole. We often wait for kindness, but being kind to yourself can start now. You will never speak to anyone more than you speak to yourself in your head. Be kind to yourself. You may not always see the results of your kindness, but every bit of kind, positive energy you contribute makes it a better world for all. And one of my favorites, if speaking kindly to plants helps them grow, imagine what speaking kindly to humans, and especially to yourself, could do. And so I offer in this practice today the chance to be kind to yourself, to speak to yourself as kindly as you would your pets, your plants, hopefully your children and your partners and your loved ones, and even your patients. And can you notice when you speak unkindly to yourself? And if you can't quite get to being kind to yourself, can you just stop being unkind to yourself on this World Kindness Day? Perhaps letting go of the unkindness is the first step. And so take in another long, deep, huge inhale here of kindness. Send it into that pocket behind your heart, fill it up, store it there for later when you need it. And a huge exhale here, letting it go. And bring your hands back to your sides. And just notice how you feel in this moment. Palms open towards the sky. And take a moment to scan your body and just notice if you feel a little lopsided, if one hip is higher than the other, if things are aching. And with kindness, just send compassion to those spots as we begin to move. Draw your right knee into your chest and wrap your hand around your right shin, hugging that knee in, squeezing it tight, giving yourself a hug, allowing the right femur to drop into the right hip socket. Taking a huge inhale here, long and nourishing. And an exhale, release it into the hip socket, letting things go for a moment. One more deep inhale here. And a huge exhale, letting things go. Bring your hands to the back of the right thigh. Straight your right leg towards the sky. Point your toe towards the sky. And gently, with kindness, flex your toes and ankle towards your nose. Enjoy the stretch. Point your toe towards the sky. Move with kindness here. Everything should feel good, delicious. Flex your toes towards your nose. Gently bend your knee. Bring your left hand to your right knee. We're going to gently twist towards the left here, just opening things up. Take your right hand, extend it towards the right or in a cactus shape, whatever works for you. Shift your weight over to your left hip and draw your right knee towards the left side. Don't overdo it. Whatever feels good. Notice the stretch in the right chest, opening up the heart space here, opening up the front of the shoulder. Send the breath with kindness into the front of the shoulder and enjoy this sort of delicious warm up and opening today. Breathe into it. And exhale, let it go. One more breath here. Notice if you need to move your arm, your right arm, as an act of kindness. Is your shoulder calling out? You can also leave it as your side if that feels better. One more breath. Exhale, let it go. Gently twist back to center. Straighten your shoulders out. Hug the knee in towards you with a long, deep inhale once again. And exhale, release that leg alongside the left. And notice the difference between the two sides. Notice how even just a short, quick stretch can change how you feel. Bend the left knee in, hug it in towards you. Give it a hug, deep inhale. On the exhale, allow it to fall into the hip socket and enjoy. One more deep inhale, hug it in tight. Notice the skin to skin on the shin. And exhale, release it kindly into the hip socket. Bring your hands to your thigh, straight your left leg. Point your toe gently towards the sky. Flex it towards your nose. Point it towards the sky. Flex it towards your nose. Gently bend your knee. Right hand to left, the outside of the left knee, and gently twist over towards the right this time. Tuck the right hip under. Raise the left arm, either do a T or a cactus or by your side, whatever feels right for your shoulder and chest. Neither is better or worse. Even test it and see what is kind. Noticing that generally when we move through life, we don't notice what is kind. We just do whatever and have the consequences. So can you move through your day and your life with a bit more kindness? Breathing into the chest opener here and any tightness in the left rib cage. And exhale, let it go. And if your left knee doesn't want to touch the floor, use your right hand to hold it up with kindness. Exhale, let it go. Gently twist back to center. Hug that knee in towards you. Allow your back to settle on the floor. Readjust your hips if need be. Hug the knee in towards you. Exhale, release it alongside the right and notice how you feel. Inhale, both arms up towards the sky. 90 degrees, fingertips reach towards the sky. Exhale, allow them to fall into the shoulder sockets. Inhale, reach your fingertips up towards the sky. Exhale, slowly lower them over your head towards the top of your mat. Lengthening your body long in either direction. Inhale, stretch long, 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 toes in one direction, fingers in the other. Fill yourself up with nourishing air. And exhale, let it go. Right thumb and middle finger grasp the left wrist. Tug your left wrist towards the right. Walk your feet towards the right front corner of the mat, coming into a sliver moon or crescent moon. Stretch the whole left side body. Breathe into it, nourishing, kind air. Exhale, let it go. One more breath here. Tug towards the right gently. And exhale, let it go. Bring your hands back to center. Feet walk back to center. Walk your feet towards the left corner of the mat. Switch your clasp, left thumb and middle finger grasp the right wrist. Tug the right wrist towards the left. And feet come towards the left front corner. You can place your right ankle atop the left if it feels comfortable. Breathe into the whole right side body here with kindness. And exhale, let it go. Treating yourself as if you would a friend. Wishing yourself well as if you would someone you love. One more breath here. Exhale, bring everything back to center. Unclasp your hands, arms still above you. Bend your right knee to 90 degrees. Bring your left knee to 90 degrees. Adjust your hips. Place your sacrum flat on the earth. Raise both arms back to 90 degrees so your fingertips are reaching for the sky. So you're in a reverse table. Knees are parallel to the sky, 90-degree angle at the knees. Inhale. Exhale your right arm and left leg coming into a reverse dying bug. Stretch them long. Exhale, bring them back to center. Inhale, right leg extends, left arm extends. Exhale, bring them back to center. Right arm and left leg. Draw your attention right to your core and do this with purpose and intention and kindness, helping your body organize itself. Exhale, left arm, right leg, stretch long. Come back to center. Do 2 more on your own, stretching opposite arm and leg, focusing on your center, moving slowly with kindness. Noticing what feels good, perhaps what doesn't. And when you're ready, we'll meet back in reverse tabletop. Gently lower one leg towards the earth. Lower the other leg towards the earth. Soles of the feet on the floor, knees bent. Bring your hands by your sides. Walk your heels towards your hip, palms face the floor. Inhale, reach your hips up. Come into an easy bridge to open up your backside. Tuck your shoulders underneath you, shimmy them, I like to say. Take your hands, grab the outer edges of your mat and tug it towards your heels, opening up that chest space. Noticing how much room your heart has to fill here. Breathe into that pocket behind the heart. Hips high, high, high. Exhale, let it go. One more deep breath. Reach your hips high as you can. Knees energetically connect. And exhale, slowly untuck your hips. Untuck your shoulders and lower your hips. Pardon me. 1 inch by inch by inch by inch, as slowly as you can towards the earth. Allow your sacrum to land, untuck your shoulders, and pause here and notice. Notice how you feel. No judgment, just kindness. Drop both knees into your chest. Wrap your arms around your shins and rock side to side. Massage your sacrum as an act of kindness here. And then gently allow your hips to roll over to one side, whichever one feels good. Pause in a fetal position here. Use your arm as a pillow if it works for you. And just take a moment to think about, what would kindness do in your life right now? Perhaps kindness to you, kindness to those you love. If you're in a sticky situation with someone or at work, if you ask that question, what would kindness do? How would it change how you show up? And when you're ready, press your palm into the floor and slowly come up to a seat. Come into an easy cross-legged position. Ground those sit bones into the earth. Tilt your pelvic bowl forward. Stack your spine, one vertebrae upon the other. Drop your shoulders. Stretch your neck long. Draw your attention to the post-auricular bones and just lift them up. You can even use your fingers to lift them up. Stretch the crown of your head towards the sky and drop your shoulders. Hands rest lightly on your thighs and take in a long, deep inhale here, just allowing yourself to settle long and smooth. And exhale, let it go. One more huge inhale. Fill yourself up as full as you can, long and smooth. And exhale, let it go. On this inhale, imagine the air filling every single intercostal muscle. The ribs fanning out on the inhale. And exhale, let it go. Bring a hand to heart and a hand to belly here. Just notice how you feel, perhaps different than when you started. And you carry this feeling with you during the day ahead today. And then slowly open your eyes. Bring your hands to your knees, uncross your legs and stretch them wide in a wide angle pose. Move the flesh of your seat out of the way with kindness, noticing if you have a lot of flesh or a lot of bones, whichever is fine. Tilt that pelvic bowl forward once again. Spine is straight and you're going to engage your belly here. Engage your thighs too. Legs are fully engaged. Ankles are flexed, toes are flexed in line with your knees. Take your hands, place them on the floor in front of you. Rock side to side on those sit bones and fold forward gently. Walk your hands. It may be a centimeter, it may be an inch. Some of you may be able to fold farther forward, coming into dragonfly pose in whatever way works for you. So it may be very upright, it may be forward. Just notice all the energetic release in the back of your legs, all the way into that lower back. Breathe into it with kindness. And exhale, release. Letting go of the tension as an act of kindness. Breathe into those energy lines in the back of the legs. Envision them with the breath coming right into those. And exhale, gently fold forward another smidge. Walk your hands back towards your groin. Bend your right knee, bring the sole of your foot into the left thigh. You still have a V at the pelvis. Engage your belly. Inhale, both arms up towards the sky, palms come together. Exhale, drop your shoulders. Inhale, reach your fingertips tall towards the sky. Engage both side bodies. Exhale, left hand comes to the left shin or the left toes. Reach your right arm gracefully over the right ear. Stretch the whole right side body. Right hip grounds into the earth. Inhale deeply into the whole right torso, right waist. And exhale, reach the right fingertips gently a smidge farther towards the left. Once again, deep, long, smooth inhale. And exhale, let it go. Inhale, rise back upright. Lower your arms to your sides. Untangle that right leg. Stretch it towards the right. Bend the left knee. Left sole of the foot comes to the inner thigh. Move the flesh of your seat if you need to. Tilt your pelvic bowl forward. Stack your spine. Align each vertebrae with kindness. Engage your belly. Inhale, both arms up towards the sky. Exhale, tip towards the right. Right hand comes to the right shin, ankle, toes, whatever your body does. Gracefully stretch the left arm over the left ear. Ground the left hip into the earth and enjoy that delicious opening of the whole left side body. Breathe into it. Fill it with kindness. And exhale, let it go. Once again, inhale to every nook and cranny. And exhale, let it go. Gently rise back upright. Bring your arms down by your sides. You can untuck that left leg. Stretch it wide just for a moment. Rock side to side on your sit bones. Ground into the earth. Take your hands, bring them both behind you. Tense your fingers, lift up your hips and shift your hips forward a smidge. Pelvic bowl tilts forward. Chest puffs out. Inhale deeply into that chest. And a huge exhale. Release your hands, bend your elbows. Hands come to the outer edges of your thighs and gently draw your feet towards the center. Move with kindness. You may notice some stiffness. When you arrive, once again, move that flesh of the seat out of the way. It's always in the way. Bend your knees gently. Engage your belly. Raise your arms up towards the sky once again. Exhale, fold forward gently. Head comes towards your shins. Enjoy the release in the back body in this easy forward fold. If you wish, you can press your knees towards the floor, releasing the back of the legs here. Notice what's kind for you. Inhale into every nook and cranny of the back body, filling it with nourishing air. And exhale, let it go. Another long, deep inhale. And exhale, let it go. Walk your hands back up your shins to your knees, to your thighs, and sit upright. Bend that right knee and bring the sole of your foot as close to your buttock as you can. So you're going to hug it in sitting upright, just like you did lying down. Once again, focus on your navel, tilt your pelvis forward, engage every belly core muscle to hug that knee in towards you. Sit up as tall as you can, drop your shoulders. This is a very engaged pose. Everything is working. Take a look at your left leg and notice if your left toes went wonky towards the left. Engage your left foot so it reaches towards the sky. Take your left hand, reach it to the outer edge of the right foot. Grab the outer edge of the right foot, fingers on the sole. And if you are able, stretch that left leg long in front. You will notice a delicious IT band stretch. If you can't reach the outer edge of your right foot, you can grab your calf, whatever works for you. If you wish, you can take your right hand, tent it behind you, and twist gently towards the left, engaging your belly and spine long. Breathe into that outer right leg. You can turn the sole of your foot in either direction and notice the sensations, an abundance of sensations here, and enjoy it. One more long, deep inhale. Reach your spine long. It's a spine lengthener. Every twist is a spine lengthener. And exhale, let it go. Bend that right knee, place your right foot on the earth, twist back to center, hug the knee in, facing front. Exhale, extend the right leg long. Even yourself out, untuck any flesh of your seat that's hugged underneath. Bend your left knee, hug it in. Use your core here, hug it in tightly. Sit up tall. Sit bones, ischial spines down, connecting with the earth. Belly engaged, spine tall and long. Crown of the head reaches towards the sky, hugging that knee in towards your belly and your chest. Right hand comes to the outer left edge of the left foot. Extend the left leg and left foot reaches towards the front, and you'll notice a stretch the whole way through the outer left thigh. Breathe into it. If you wish, on the exhale, bring your left hand behind you and twist towards the left and enjoy all of it. Inhale and exhale. You want to turn the sole of your foot towards the left and the right just a tiny bit. Notice the abundance of sensations there. Twist back to center, bend the left knee, hug it back in towards you. Reorganize, nice hug, sit up tall. And exhale the leg long beside you. Swing those feet around and come into hands and knees. If you need a blanket under your knees as an act of kindness, do that. Get yourself organized so it feels good. Hands directly under your shoulders, knees directly under your hips. Tabletop position. Draw your attention to your belly, using your core as an act of kindness and a source of strength. Equal Thanksgiving pie shapes between your fingers, both palms and all knuckles pressing into the earth. Arms are long, straight, engaged, shoulders tucked into the shoulder sockets. Tops of the feet rest lightly on the earth. Inhale, come into cow pose. Sit bones reach towards the sky, crown of the head reaches towards the sky, and notice the stretch in the front of your abdomen and enjoy it. Exhale, suck your navel up towards the sky, drop your head and neck, come into cat pose. Do this as an act of kindness for yourself too. Notice what feels good. Inhale, come into cow pose, sit bones, reach towards the sky, crown of the head reaches towards the sky. Exhale, come into cat. Reach that navel as high as you can, engaging everything in your belly, stretch. And we'll come back to tabletop position. Then pause. Walk your hands forward to handprint and lift up into downward dog. Widen your feet here. And notice how you feel. Take a moment to just enjoy downward dog. Ground your hands into the earth, arms engaged. Reach your sit bones as high as you can, up and back. Downward dog is a huge spine stretch, so allow it to be a spine stretch. Press into the earth with your hands. Hips are the apex. Reach them up and back. Lift up onto your tiptoes. Reach your heels as high as you can. And slowly lower your heels towards the earth. They won't touch. Just a beautiful calf stretch. Bend the left knee and press your right heel into the earth and enjoy it. Bend the right knee and press your left heel into the earth and enjoy it. Come back to downward dog. Ground your hands into the earth once again. Notice both feet on the earth. Inhale and raise your right foot towards the sky, coming into three-legged dog. Hips are square, heel presses into the back wall, belly's engaged. You're up on the tiptoes of your left foot. Inhale. Exhale, bend your right knee, stack your hips and open the right hip. Roll the right ankle towards the right and towards the left. Breathe into it. Re-square your hips. Press your heel into the back wall. I'm going to come into pigeon here because it's my favorite. And since we're practicing kindness, that would be kind to me. For those of you who have trouble with pigeon, you can come back and wait in downward dog, which is actually a beautiful exercise for you. For those of you who want to do pigeon, bring your knee towards your nose underneath you. You're going to bring your right knee to the outer edge of the right edge of the mat, and your right toes will be on the left side of the mat. You'll untuck your back toes, lift up your left knee and reach it back a smidge. Walk your hands back towards your knees. Start upright in pigeon. And if you haven't done pigeon before, you can take a look on the screen if that works for you. I like fists to the floor. Reach your chest up, shining your heart forward, crown of the head reaches towards the sky. You'll notice a stretch in the outer right hip and in the front of the left hip. Just breathe into it. We'll do a couple of breaths here. And for those of you in downward dog, just notice the sensations. Notice how if you're holding it longer, what's happening in your shoulders? What's happening in your arms? Breathe into the front of the left hip if you're doing pigeon. One more breath. And exhale, let it go. Walk your hands forward, palms on the earth, press into your hands, untangle the right foot and come back to downward dog. And pause here for a moment. Readjust your hips, walk the dog gently. For those of you still in downward dog, walk the dog here too. Sway your hips side to side and enjoy it. Ground into your hands. Once again, raise your right foot towards the sky. Come into three-legged dog. Exhale, bring it between your hands. We're going to come up into warrior one. So warrior one, you have a nice wide lane between your feet. Front toes face towards the front. Back toes are pigeon-toed. Hips are square towards the front of the mat. Inhale, both arms up towards the sky. From here, you may want to wiggle those right toes forward in warrior one so you have a longer stance. Your back heel does not need to touch the earth, but it might. Inhale, reach your fingertips tall, 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 and exhale, sink into the right knee gently. You should have a beautiful stretch in the back calf. Inhale, reach tall, lengthen towards the sky, both side bodies stretch as tall as you can. Exhale, sink into warrior one. Notice how it feels here. Inhale, once again, stretch tall. Exhale, drop your right hand into your right hip crease. Tip the left fingers towards the right here. Notice the stretch in the front of the left hip crease. One inhale and exhale. Reach your right hand up towards the sky. Bring your hands to heart center, palms together, finger pads touch. Notice the skin to skin and enjoy it. Press your thumbs into your sternum. We're going to press off the back foot and tip forward into warrior three. So a balanced pose. Move slowly and with kindness. There's no pressure here to do it well or to be able to do it. You're gonna press off the toes of your back foot, shift your weight into your front foot, tip your torso forward, come into warrior three. Raise the left heel as close to hip height as you can. I like to keep my hands at heart center to help with balance. Breathe into it. And exhale. If you're wobbling, just be kind. One more deep breath right into that heart space. Perhaps where the thumbs are pressing into the sternum. Envision the breath going there for balance. Exhale. Slowly come back to warrior one. Release your hands down by your sides. Reclasp them at your sacrum. Press your fists towards the earth, straight your elbows, shoulders come down and back. A huge release in the front of the chest for those of us who are on computers all day. Breathe into the front of the chest. And exhale, sink into that right hip again. Back heel is pressing towards the earth. Warrior one. Wiggle those right toes forward, perhaps another smidge, just to increase your stability. Inhale. Exhale, if you wish, fold forward into a humble warrior on the inside of the right knee. Fists will reach towards the sky. Another challenging balance pose. So do what works for you. If it doesn't work, you can stay upright. Breathe into it. 3 deep breaths here. Fists reaching towards the front of the mat. Head and neck release towards the floor. One more breath. Slowly rise back upright. Release your hands, raise them up towards the sky. Exhale, open them out towards the side walls. Press the palms into the side walls, arms extended. Pinch your scapula together and release. Wrap your arms in front of you into a hug. Right arm under the left, wiggle those fingers towards the medial edge of the scapula. Reach, reach, reach towards the middle edge of both scapula. Lift your elbows up over your chest and rest it gently. Inhale. Exhale, allow your chin and your head and neck to fall into the cradle of your arms. Breathe into the back body. Notice if your feet are calling out. The balance is getting challenging. One more breath here. Relaxing yet working. Practicing kindness all at the same time. One more breath. Exhale, release. Raise your chin towards the sky. Untangle your arms. Press them towards the side wall. Once again, engage the elbows, palms press, scapula pinch together, and release. Reach both arms up towards the sky. Gently fold forward towards the front foot. Step the back foot forward. Come into an easy forward fold. Both knees bent gently. Hands on the earth. Sink your hips down and back. Come right into chair pose. Hips sink down and back, palms together, heart center, or if you wish, you can raise your arms up. Whatever works for your shoulders. Be kind to yourself. Sink your hips back down and low. Your thighs might be calling out. Press those thumbs into your sternum. Breathe into it. Exhale, let it go. One more deep breath. Sink your hips back down and low. Exhale, release into a forward fold. Allow your head and neck to relax completely. Enjoy it. Knees can be bent gently. Take your hands, grasp your elbows, and release even further. Notice the stretch in the back when you do that. Allow yourself to shift into your toes with your weight, into your heels, towards the left and towards the right. Lower your hands towards the floor. Engage your belly and slowly roll up, inch by inch by inch. Head will be the last to rise. Move with kindness. Shrug your shoulders up towards your ears. Draw them back towards the back of the mat. Pinch your scapula together and enjoy the sensations. Lower your hands towards the earth. Tadasana or mountain pose. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, lift up all 10 toes. Let your fingers and your toes just stretch and release everything. Pause here and notice how you feel. A huge inhale into the chest. And an exhale, letting everything go. Open your arms out and up towards the sky. Palms come together, slight arch back. Fold forward, forward fold. Inhale for a half lift, spine straight, sit bones reach back towards the back of the mat. Notice the stretch in the back of your legs. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale once again, another half lift, spine straight, sit bones reach back, stretch the back of your legs. Enjoy it. Exhale, fold forward, forward fold. Palms ground into the earth. Step back directly to downward dog from here. And take a moment to get organized. Palms ground into the earth, both arms engaged, shoulders tucked into the pockets, hips reach back, high, high, high towards the sky. Allow yourself to enjoy it. Huge, deep inhale into that pocket behind the heart here. And exhale, let it go. Raise the left leg, come into three-legged dog. Heel presses towards the back wall, hips are square, everything engaged. Stack the hips, bend the left knee, open the front of the left hip, roll your ankle in one direction and the other. Breathing in kindness into the tension in the front of the left hip. Re-square your hips. For those of you who wish, bring the left leg down between your hands, coming into pigeon pose here. Your left knee is going to come to the outer edge of the mat. Left foot comes to the right side of the mat. You'll reach the back toes back farther. Untuck the toes, pick up your knees, stretch it backwards. Come onto your fists. Reach the crown of your head towards the sky, spine long. Notice the lovely stretch in the outer left hip and the front of the right hip. And for those in downward dog, just notice it. Notice how it feels. Breathe into that pocket behind your heart, wherever you are. A huge, deep inhale. And then big exhale, release. One more breath here in pigeon for those of you who opted in. And exhale, let it go. Walk your hands a little bit forward, palms ground into the earth, tuck the back toes, untangle your feet, come back to downward dog. Walk the dog out, let your hips sway, have fun with it. Press into your hands, press your hips back and up. Notice the stretch in the backs of the legs. Lift up high, high, high on your tiptoes. Lower your heels towards the earth and enjoy that abundance of sensation in the back of the legs. Huge inhale and exhale. Engage your belly, raise your left leg towards the sky, three-legged dog, heel presses into the back wall. Exhale, bring your foot between your hands, coming into warrior one, wide lane, front toes face directly forward, jet line towards the front of the mat, back toes slightly pigeon toes. Hips square towards the front of the mat. Inhale, raise both arms up towards the sky. Exhale, sink into your hips and bend the front knee. You should notice a huge but lovely stretch in the back of the right calf. Heel presses towards the earth. It may or may not touch. You may want to try lengthening your stance. Wiggle those left toes forward a little bit. Inhale, reach tall. Exhale, sink into the hips. And just notice how it feels. Inhale, engage both side bodies, stretch tall, tall, tall. Reach tall, lengthen your spine. And exhale, sink into it a little bit. Bring your left hand to your left hip. Tip your right fingertips towards the left. Stretch the whole right waist. Breathe into it. Notice the front of the right thigh, right hip. Exhale, let it go. Bring both arms up towards the sky. Exhale, bring them to your sacrum. Press your fists towards the floor, straight your elbows, shoulders down and back, chest opens towards the front. Puff that chest out. Breathe into that pocket behind the heart. Fill it up with nourishing air. Exhale, let it go. For those of you who wish, on the inhale, and then exhale, you can fold forward into a humble warrior on this side. Reach your fingers up towards the sky, stretch the shoulders, come to the inside of the left knee. Relax your head and neck. If that doesn't work for you, you can stay upright. Breathe into it. Notice perhaps the outer left hip calling out here. 2 more breaths. Fists reach towards the sky, head and neck releases towards the floor, front of the shoulders releasing. Breathe into it. 1 more breath. Gently rise back up to warrior 1. Release your hands, bring them to heart center. Palms come together, thumbs together. Press your thumbs into your sternum, connect to the sternum. Lift up onto the back toes. Shift your weight into your front toes and rise into warrior 3. Tip your weight forward, torso comes flat. Leg ideally raised to hip height. Press your heel into the back wall. Use the thumbs pressing into your sternum for stability and enjoy it. 2 more breaths here. Approach the wiggles with kindness. Gently lower that back foot towards the floor. Raise both arms up towards the sky. Come back to warrior 1. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, sink into it. Lower your hands to either side of your foot. Step the back foot forward. Come into a forward fold once again. Pause here and really enjoy the forward fold. Lift up all 10 toes, lower them down. You can grasp your elbows if you like. You can rest your hands on the earth. Head and neck release completely here. Notice all the sensations. When we're upside down, it is for a different perspective. So allow yourself a moment here to have a different perspective. When you're ready, engage your belly and slowly rise up to stand. Inch by inch by inch, head will be the last to rise. Shrug your shoulders up towards your ears, pinch them towards the back, draw them back, scapula pinch together, and release, let everything go. Palms open towards the front, Tadasana. Take a moment of pause here, chance to pause and be present, to appreciate and enjoy whatever you feel in this moment. Huge inhale and huge exhale. 1 more deep breath. We'll do tree pose, kindness for the earth and kindness for the trees, kindness for ourselves. Ground your right foot into the earth. Lift up all 5 toes, spread them wide like monkey toes and lower them down. Kickstand your left foot, left heel rests gently on the inside of the right leg. You can bring your hands to heart center here. If you wish, raise the sole of your foot to your calf. Today, don't go any higher. Pause here. Draw that left knee back, engage the buttock. Palms press together, thumbs press into the sternum. A strong, tall tree, not one that's pushing themselves. Perhaps a stable, wise, rooted tree. Take 3 kind, deep breaths here. Thinking of kindness, not just towards yourself, but towards the world, towards the trees, towards the earth. What would kindness do for all of them? Is there anything that you want to change when thinking about that? Long, deep inhale. Smooth exhale. Last breath here. Draw your left knee towards the front, lower it to the floor and just shake it out. You can leave your hands at heart center. Take a moment and press your skin to skin of the palms and notice each finger pad touch. Lift up all 5 toes on the left foot, monkey toes, spread them wide, lower them down, root them into the earth like your tree's roots. Kickstand the right heel inside of the left calf. Gently, if you wish, raise the sole of your foot to the inside of the left calf. If you want to leave your foot kickstand for a stronger, more rooted tree, feel free. Draw the right knee back, tuck the right buttock under, and stand as a strong, tall, rooted tree here. Breathe in and breathe out. A moment of kindness spreading out towards the trees, towards the earth. How can we be more kind to the earth, to our trees, and to each other? Noting that when we're a bit of a stronger tree and more stable, that might be more easy. One last breath here. Exhale, let it go. Draw the left knee towards the front. Lower it down, shake your legs out, roll your ankles out, roll everything out. Roll your shoulders back 3 times, 3 huge circles here. And 3 huge forward circles. Enjoying it. And we'll slowly transition to a seat. Stretch your legs long in front of you. Once again, move the flesh of your seat with kindness out of the way. Tilt that pelvic bowl forward. Stack your spine. Nice, beautiful alignment. Each vertebrae, one atop the other. Lengthen your neck. Crown of the head reaches towards the sky. Engage your belly. Knees are gently bent. The key here is to have the pelvis tilted forward and the belly engaged. Inhale, both arms up towards the sky once again, and gently fold forward into an easy forward fold. Release the back body. If you wish, you can press your knees towards the floor once again, an easy forward fold. Releasing and letting go. Huge inhale into the back body once again. And an exhale, release. Walk your hands up your shins to your knees, to your thighs. Bring your hands behind you, tent your fingertips. Inhale, reach your spine and the crown of the head towards the sky and drop your shoulders. Come into Dandasana, or staff pose. Legs extended long, toes flexed towards the sky. Everything engaged here. Puff your chest out, fill it up with air. And exhale, let it go, everything to goes. Raise your arms up parallel to your legs, palms face one another. Inhale. Exhale, slowly roll back, roll your belly. You want to roll your spine down inch by inch by inch, as slowly as you can and kindly as you can. Try not to grip the hip flexors and use your belly. Inch by inch by inch by inch, until you arrive on the earth. And when you arrive, practice kindness. Adjust yourself so you feel good. Allow the earth to hold you here. Notice what parts of you are connected to the earth. Take a moment and wiggle your fingers and your toes. And enjoy that. Noticing that we often don't even take the time to wiggle our fingers and our toes. And it's one of the most energizing activities if you're looking at energetic lines in your body. That and the breath. Can you bring that into your day as an act of kindness? Bend your knees, walk your heels towards your hips. Flip your palms towards the earth. Press into your feet, press into your palms and forearms, and once again, Reach your hips up towards the sky, coming into an easy bridge pose. Shimmy your shoulders underneath you. Ground your heels into the earth. Knees energetically connect. Hips press up towards the sky. Engage your buttock fully. Whole back body engaged. Tuck those shoulders underneath you a tiny bit more to open your chest fully and really enjoy the heart opener here. Hands grab the outer edges of your mat and tug it towards your heels. Inhale, reach your hips up once again. High, 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 as high as you can. Stretch, tall, tall, tall. Exhale, stay up. Inhale once again. Reach high, high, high. Engaging everything. Exhale, slowly untuck your shoulders. Lower your hips inch by inch by inch by inch onto the earth. Enjoying the transition and the arrival. Untuck your shoulders. Release everything. Notice how you feel. Take your right foot, pick it up, place it on the left knee, coming into a figure four, lying down. Thread your hands between your thighs, grab the back of your left thigh and draw your left thigh in towards you. Hands rest on the left thigh. Flex both ankles to protect the knees and just notice the stretch in the outer right thigh. If you wish, you can press your right elbow into your right knee with kindness. Just do as much as feels good here. If this feels like too much, you can lower that left foot towards the earth. That can be enough of a stretch for the outer thigh. So whatever works for you. Take 2 breaths here. Breathe into that right hip. And exhale, releasing, letting things go. We carry tremendous stress and tension in the hips. So use the breath to loosen it just a little. There's no urgency to get rid of it, just to loosen it. Inhale. And exhale, let it go. Lower the left foot towards the earth. Release your thigh. Raise your arms up above your head into an easy cactus pose. We're going to come into a figure four twist. Take an inhale. Exhale, lower the right sole of the foot towards the left and roll onto the left outer hip. You're going to pick up your left foot and the sole of the left foot is going to face towards the right. So a twist towards the left in a figure four. If that doesn't work for your knee, you can uncross your knees and just stack your knees. Whatever works for you. The figure four twist is lovely in that it gets right into that waist and hip area. Breathe into it. On the exhale, if you wish, you can turn your gaze towards the right. Knees to the left, gaze towards the right. One more long, deep inhale here. And exhale. Bring your gaze back to center. Bring your knees back to center. Uncross your knees. Lower the right foot towards the earth. Bring the left ankle to the right knee. Bring your hands, thread them around the right thigh, draw the right thigh towards you. Come into an easy figure four here. Ankles are flexed to protect the knee. Enjoy the stretch in the outer left hip. This side may be more or less tight. Be kind. Whatever stretch and wherever your body needs to be is the perfect place. You wish, press your left elbow into the left knee. 2 breaths here. Breathe long and deep with intention. Fill up fully. And a huge forceful exhale. Release the back of your thigh. Raise your arms over your head in an easy cactus pose. Your belly's going to be engaged in this transition. Gently allow the left sole of the foot to land on the right side, rolling onto the right hip. Enjoy the stretch in the left waist area. If you need to stack your hips, do that. Figure four twist. Inhale. If you wish, turn your gaze to the left and enjoy it. 3 long, deep, kind, nourishing breaths here. Gently bring your gaze back to center. Bring your knees back to center. Uncross your legs. Lower your hands by your sides about 6 inches from your waist. Gently extend your right leg long. Allow the toes to fall towards the outer edge of the mat. Straight your left leg. Allow your toes to fall towards the outer edge of the mat. Palms open towards the sky. Come into Shavasana, or final resting pose here. Notice perhaps how it feels different now than it did at the beginning of class. If it works for your shoulders, palms open, fingers spread wide in a receptive position. Envision the light coming into your body through your palms here, coming in up through your arms, coming right down into that chest space. Filling your chest with a beautiful golden light. And from there, allowing it to shine like the sun, spreading into all the nooks and crannies of your body. Taking a huge, long, deep inhale here. And an exhale, letting it spread and letting everything go. A few moments for your body to fully and completely rest. Let the earth hold you. Let your body breathe for itself, letting go of all conscious control. Completely relaxed, completely resting. Gently begin to deepen your breath. Slowly start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Taking a long, deep inhale and a huge exhale. If you wish, stretch your arms long above you and your toes long in front of you and take one more long, deep inhale, stretching as long as you can in either direction. Exhale, release. Gently draw your knees into your chest and slowly roll over to one side in a fetal position and pause for a moment. Being kind to yourself is one of the greatest kindnesses. We often wait for kindness, but being kind to yourself can start now. Gently press into your hands and slowly rise up to a comfortable seat. Allow yourself to sink back into a Shavasana-like state when you arrive. Noticing your sit bones on the earth, growing your spine tall towards the sky, dropping your shoulders, lengthen your neck, heart light, crown of the head reaching towards the sky. Bring your hand to heart and a hand to belly. Close your eyes if you're comfortable. You will never speak to anyone more than you speak to yourself in your head. Be kind. The tiniest act of kindness can save a life, perhaps even yours. And if speaking kindly to plants can help them grow, imagine what speaking kindly to yourself could do. Bring your hands to heart center. Press your thumbs into your sternum, palms together, elbows out wide. Take a huge inhale and an exhale. A moment to connect with your intention for the week ahead. Perhaps it could include a little bit more kindness. And that starts with kindness to ourselves. May you all be well. May you all be safe. May you all be kind. Have a beautiful week. Namaste.